The 688th Cyberspace Wing provides combatant commands all over the world, combat effects, and capabilities.
Our mission is really to bring cyber innovation to the Air Force. We have engineers that design and implement. They're building cyberspace. Everybody admits that it's man-made, so there's no denying that, and we do it the best. It's also to innovate through cyberspace, so our tactics developers, our instructors, the folks that are understanding this domain the best, they're the ones that are building out how cyberspace works. And then the third part of the mission of the wing is to operate in cyberspace. We defend the Air Force's most critical networks.
The influence of cyber operations to the entire DoD mission has grown tremendously over the past few years. The 688th Cyberspace Wing leads the way in cyber innovation, engineering, testing, Air Force cyber contracting, and presents operational cyber forces to combatant commanders.
I've been very fortunate. I've deployed to several operational cyber jobs, and so I've worked directly with the warfighter, and it is very evident that the warfighter has cyberspace needs. And so for them to be able to come to you and tell you, I have a requirement to be accomplished within cyberspace, and then fulfill that requirement is absolutely exhilarating.
And somebody has to go out there and do the validation, if you will, to see that everything is secure and we don't have the bad guys, again, come in and infiltrate our systems. So having that relationship is very important.
The 688th Cyberspace Wing is leading the nation in developing the future of cyber mission forces for the Air Force and ultimately U.S. Cyber Command. The 688th Cyberspace Wing is the only wing in the Air Force growing a new group and standing up 6 new squadrons as it grows and creates the Air Force portion of the cyber protection teams.
We are at a time when our nation needs us the most. Cyberspace and all the demands and all the challenges that we're going through, but all the growth and opportunity that we have. And just knowing that now the level of attention on cyber has grown, and now we're able to build on that and grow it and make them stronger, but make America stronger.
I've watched it go from, as we used to think in the past sometimes, of network assurance and information assurance to where we're now doing mission assurance.
The asymmetric advantages delivered by this wing provide a vital range of capabilities to worldwide counterparts and multinational partners, raising the bar in new and innovative capabilities to the warfighter. The wing leads cyberspace tactics development for Air Force Cyber, developing innovative, non-material solutions to produce combat-ready effects utilizing the newest weapon systems our nation is employing.
What we are doing is well thought out. It is a part of a broader campaign. It is how we influence and affect how our adversary acts and reacts to us. We are able to develop tools and tactics and put them directly in the hands of warfighters, sometimes within just days or weeks, to make sure that our own troops are being kept safe by the work that we do.
For our developers to hear back from the deployed forces and to learn that a capability that they produced and delivered was used in a combat operation or in some other operation is always a high point. But proven in terms of reducing exposure of our friendly forces to potentially hostile forces. We know we're on the right track, and we know we are satisfying those warfighter requirements. We were asked once what our metric for success was, and the easiest way to define it is our mission partners coming back to us and asking us for more.
The 688th is the Air Force Space Command Cyberspace Test Organization and the current Air Force tester for Joint Information Environment Implementation. The wing is also the only Air Force resource for emission security evaluations.
So it's really important to do the operational testing, because as new systems are developed, you might have a developmental test that says, yes, it can do the beeps and squeaks. But the operational test actually looks at the full picture of it, from the command and control of it all the way to the effect that it's caused, including documentation, training, and maintenance of the weapon systems. And so we need to make sure we understand, are these weapon systems, are they effective? Are they actually trainable? Are we actually have operators that can train them, and sustainable?
The 688th Cyberspace Wing leads the development and execution of the only Air Force cyberspace field training unit, ensuring advanced cutting-edge training on information operations, cyberspace domain, and all cyberspace weapons systems.
Our squadron conducts operations, and we're focused on operations, and we're focused on operations through a mission perspective. So we look at the actual mission that we're supporting, we look at the cyberspace terrain that supports that mission, and we look at the threats that are out there. And so we take that approach on a very specific area of the cyberspace domain. Everything that we do supports a warfighter's mission. Our guys get to walk into work doing that every day.
The 688th is leading the nation in developing the future of cyber mission forces for the Air Force and ultimately U.S. Cyber Command.
The purpose of the cyber side of the schoolhouse, though, is to produce warfighters. We're producing folks that are going out, they're doing force on force, they're fighting the war every day on the wire.
The 688th Cyberspace Wing oversees a majority of Air Force cyber contracts to ensure services and industrial expertise are provided where and when they are needed to meet mission requirements, executing $334 million in fiscal year 2014 contracts alone. Many Air National Guard units have become integral partners to the cyberspace team and are also building cyber forces aligned to the 688th Cyberspace Wing.
On active duty, you're going to bring some folks in, get them trained up, and just due to the rotation cycle, they're going to be sitting crew for a year, 6 months or so before you rotate them out, and you have to grow that experience all over again. Whereas with the Guard, you're going to have folks here for 6 years, 10 years, however long, doing that job and having that continuity and the experience there.
The cyberspace prism consists of 3 layers of the cyberspace domain, which the elements of cyberspace are focused through to achieve warfighter effects. The 3 layers of persona, logical, and physical incorporate the people who actually work on the network, the logical network component and logical connections between network nodes, and finally, the hardware and infrastructure which supports the physical aspects. At the base of the prism, the 688th Cyberspace Wing designs, establishes, and extends warfighting networks along with command and control communications, computer, and information systems within the cyberspace domain. The men and women of the wing understand their place in history and the innovative spirit that exists here on Security Hill. They also know that every day they are securing a place in that history. By strengthening our national defenses and propelling our U.S. Air Force into the next wild blue yonder.
I think that being that we have different backgrounds in cyberspace, it helps because it gives different perspectives on what the different missions are, so we can help with the cyberspace mission because we need to make sure that our people on the ground are protected, and those people on the ground, and the people from different backgrounds, they can bring a different perspective here to the cyberspace mission so they can talk back and forth to one another.
It's a privilege to wear this uniform and to do what I do. Here we have a very diverse group of individuals that come from a lineage of a lot of family members in a whole bunch of different services, and it's an honor to be able to carry on that tradition and to be able to secure a better future for my children and their children.
We need to make something happen and produce what's really needed for the warfighter.
A lot of us old-timers provide guidance to the new guys. We get in second lieutenants right out of school, enlisted that are new and have some experience. They help them think out of the box.
Having the experience of people who've been there, been in the military and working with the Air Force for 20 to 30 years, coupled with the excited lieutenants who come in eager to make a difference and to lead these teams and lead these new capabilities.
When you work in a growing field like cyberspace, and you're part of an organization like the 688 that is just making waves, you feel like you get to make a really big difference.
It's really an honor to be at the cutting edge. I mean, cyber is the future. You'll hear a lot of people say that, but it's true. This is an opportunity that not many young officers, definitely many young people across the country get to have.
And it's really fulfilling to know that not only are we creating something useful to the customer now, but we're also setting up the force so that down the road we are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
The 688th Cyberspace Wing innovates through state-of-the-art engineering and development, non-material solutions, industry, as well as academic partnerships to deliver cutting-edge capabilities and effects to the warfighter.
In the amazing world of cyber and how it's developing today, it is always a great day to be an American warrior.
I mentioned space owns the high ground, and we can never lose that. And just knowing that now the level of attention on cyber has grown, and now we're able to build on that, make them stronger, but make America stronger.